Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. UConn has fallen to 1-1 and dropped to 18th in the rankings, losing a pretty brutal game to Arizona, a team that just overpowered us defensively. Our defense kept us in throughout, but there's only so much a defense can do when your offense is punting so frequently. And today we face maybe the toughest challenge in the entire series against the Alabama Crimson Tide, one of the best college football programs in history. They're currently 2-0 on the season, but they are not ranked. They do have wins over some weaker opponents to start the season, playing Louisiana and Fresno State. Then they play us, FCS Midwest, and then they move on to conference play. But they did win those two games in dominant fashion, 31-10 and 49-3. This is an Alabama team coming off of a bad year. They went 7-6 last season, and they're looking to prove the doubters wrong this season. And they've still got some incredible players, including Calvin Gammon, a 95 overall junior quarterback. In fact, they are chock full of 90 overalls. The defense, the offense, you name it. There's a 90 almost everywhere. Before we head to Bryant-Denny Stadium, let's take a look at the top 25. Currently, the number 1 ranked team is still Tennessee after a blowout victory over an FCS school, and then it is Georgia in second. Oklahoma State is still in the top 6 after a victory over UAB. UConn falls from 7th all the way to 18th after the loss to Arizona, and Utah, losing as well, drops all the way to 24th. On the recruiting front, still just not a lot to talk about. We're just waiting on these guys to lock in their top 8, their top 5, and then ultimately commit to wherever they're going to commit to. It does look like Oregon is going to make a push on 4-star gem right tackle Deontay Garbutt. The only thing I've changed is that I have switched people like Kareem Ursua, who is in their top 5, over to a hard sell. Well, if you're the Huskies, the worst thing you can do is dwell on the past. We're looking to the future now, and our future brings us to Alabama to face off against the Crimson Tide, one of the best teams in college football history, against the UConn Huskies, one of the best up-and-comers in college football. Can we find a way to make an upset happen? It is a wet weather day, and Cole Welliver starting out cold. 1st and 10 from the 19. UConn starts with the football, and the first play will be a handoff to the halfback Shaq McBath, and an immediate injury timeout for Alabama. 2nd and 7 as the stadium pulse is going crazy. McBath, another carry, and only a couple yards. A big 3rd and 4 here. Welliver back to throw, wants the check down to McBath, but he's under pressure, and it's a 3-and-out for UConn. This is a high-powered Alabama offense, and it's led by the junior quarterback Calvin Gammon. Halfback 1 is Kenya Carter. They also have Dave Ellens. The wide receiver 1 is Caleb Odom. Then they have Akeem Tolbert, Corbin Silva, and Mitch DeMarco. And at tight end, it's Jesus Torres and Ezekiel Onwuzurike. This is certainly the toughest challenge our defense has ever had to face. What can they do? Gammon back to throw and finding his tight end to start the day. That's Torres. And a 1st down, and it looks like they play with a tempo offense, something we are historically bad against. As Gammon brings a man in motion and fakes the handoff, looks to throw instead. The offensive line giving him a ton of time, takes the check down to the wide receiver Corbin Silva for 7. On 2nd and 3, Carter in the backfield, and we'll get the carry here. Big lane opens up, a tackle from A.J. Hepburn. Makes it a 1st and 10 at the UConn 32. They've got 2 in the backfield now. One of them is a wide receiver in Silva, but they're going to send him out wide to the right, and it'll be a throw immediately to Silva. Byler there and brings him down, no gain. 2nd down and 10. Still have Carter in the backfield. And on 2nd and 10, he'll get a carry here, and that's Corin Daly, not allowing much yardage. 3rd and 9. 3rd and long here from the 31 for Bama. What does Gammon have to work with? He is going to be looking to throw blitz on its way. Joey Terrell will bring him down. It's a sack on Calvin Gammon. 4th and 17 for Alabama. In the poor weather here, I wonder if we've pushed them out of field goal range. Great play by the junior Joey Terrell. And we did indeed push them out of field goal range. They will punt it away. So a good showing there by the defense. And now the offense is back. We have swapped our 2 tackles. Jack Hines back on the left, Smith on the right. That is where they played last season. As we'll cut this back with Shaq McBath and get 2. Probably going to be all about the quick passing game today. Welliver back to throw, and he has Marcus Angler, makes the grab, fighting for yardage, and is just a yard shy of the first. Angler currently leading the team in receptions. More like a yard and a half, by the way, not a yard. And McBath will get the carry and does finally find the room and gets the first. From the 32, it's 1st and 10, and Welliver will look to throw, and he wants Dalton Schmizniak some room to work with. Great block from Shaq McBath, and that brings us to a first down. The quick passing game, something that we struggled to get going against Arizona. Going to need it today against Bama, surely, as McBath gets 4. And on 2nd and 6, we go back McBath's way, and he finds a lane up the middle to get another first. So a nice sustained drive here from UConn so far. From the 44, it's 1st and 10, as we want to get this to Dorian Tobin. It's a drop from the sophomore wideout. It wasn't the best throw, and the conditions also not the best, but you got to expect Tobin to make that grab. 2nd and 10 from the 44, Cadet in the game. He gets the carry. He gets 3. That brings us to a 3rd down and 7. We are outside Costanzo field goal range here. We get this underneath, though, to Brock Montgomery, and he gets the first. Up to the Crimson Tide 31. Welliver is out of the shotgun and will hand it to McBath. Makes a cut and gets 5. From the 26, blitz on its way. Welliver throws for Angler, makes the grab and gets out of bounds with the first down yardage. On 2nd and 8 from the 18, Welliver to throw again, and he wants Angler, and it's intercepted by the Alabama defender. Stepping up in front of Angler. We were going to the quick pass game probably a bit too much, and they read it that time. 2nd interception, actually 3rd. I forgot about the deep ball last game from Welliver. Not enough zip on that ball either. 1st and 10 from the 20. Hate to see a sustained drive like that go to waste. Handoff, Raheem Lovelace makes the tackle, pickup of 3. Just need this defense to continue to play well against such a high-powered offense. Silva's in the backfield. They're sending the halfback out to the right. Block on Byler, but he sheds it and then makes the tackle to set up the 3rd and 2. From the 28 would be a significant stop here from the defense. But it's not going to the ground. It's going to the air, and it's completed. Kiki can't break it up. Excuse me, that was Santos. Whoever it was, they couldn't break it up. It's a first down for Alabama. It was well defended, and a blitz was on its way. As we'll send another blitz here, and this time A.J. Hepburn's in the backfield. No TFL, but no gain. On 2nd down and 10, it's an empty set for Gammon. Carter is out wide to the right, changing up the play, and Gammon throws quickly, finding his target. That is complete, and now it's a 3rd and medium. From the 39, a 3rd down and 7. No blitz this time, but Clyde Novak is in the backfield, and he's going to get a sack. Clyde Novak in the backfield. Down goes Gammon, and they'll punt it away again. The defense is here to play. 1st and 10, UConn given another chance by the defense. So we're back to pass, and we want Tobin, and it's knocked out of his hands again. 2nd and 10 from the 20. It's a handoff McBath. He'll get 2, and that sets up a 3rd and 8. Welliver cold once again, and he's back to pass here. He's got Brock Montgomery. It's another drop from another receiver. And oh man, this offense is hard to watch at the moment. The defense is going to tire out eventually at this rate. Gotta get on the board if you're the UConn offense. This is completed, and Santos can't make the tackle at first. Gammon out of the shotgun now. Brings the tight end over to the left side, and then it's a handoff, but a blitz was sent again, and Lovelace is in the backfield for the TFL. 2nd and 12 for Alabama. Gammon back to pass, does so quickly, has a man, and he comes down with a catch to make it a 3rd and 1. From the 46, 3rd down and 1. It is actually a passing play, and it is complete to his wideout, Caleb Odom. We just cannot force the ball out of these receivers' hands. Our receivers dropping everything. Their receivers are not. As this is a fake handoff and then a deep shot down the field. George Kiki got burned and allows a big play to Odom. And he's down at the 2. 1st and goal, Crimson Tide. So on their first attempt with goal to go from the 2, will they go Kenya Carter's way? No, instead it's a jet touch pass and a touchdown for Corbin Silva. And Alabama will take the early lead here at home against the UConn Huskies. And you knew it was only a matter of time until they scored. And I don't know what our offense is going to do. 8.5 minutes left to play here in the first half. It's gone by very quickly. UConn down a touchdown now. And McBath gonna get the carry, finds a huge lane up the middle. Doesn't have the most elite speed, but does get a big pickup up to the 41. That's what we need. We need the run blocking. We need the explosive plays in our run game. It really opens everything up as McBath gets another carry, but a blitz from the corner leaves him nowhere to go. Jump forward to play after an incompletion. It's 3rd down and 9. Welliver still cold. And from the 42, he'll look to throw. Stepping up in the pocket, taking a hit. Down he goes. Falls incomplete. 4th and 9, we punt. 7 minutes left in the first half, and the UConn offense, after that one sustained drive that turned into an interception, can't do anything. Quick throw again, and George Kiki is just getting cooked by Caleb Odom. 2nd and 1, they're back in the hurry-up. Gammon will fake the handoff and then look to throw. Has a man wide open. Byler gets burned. Santos can't make the tackle. Kiki saves a touchdown. That's Corbin Silva. The blitzing was working originally, and now it is absolutely not. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Bama. Gammon back to throw. Has all kinds of time, literally all day. Takes the check down on the left side to the tight end, Jesus Torres. Kiki brings him down. And that's what happens. If we can't blitz, we're not going to get any pressure against this Alabama O-line. 2nd and 6 from the 20 as Gammon looks to throw again. Again, all kinds of time. Takes another check down, this time to the halfback. Santos makes a good open field tackle. And so now it's a 3rd down and 3. A chance to hold them to a field goal here as Gammon is out of the shotgun. Kenya Carter to his right. He's changing up the play. Sends a man in motion to the left. And then it is a handoff to Carter, and Hepburn and Daly are in the backfield. And we force the 4th down. They'll have to kick the field goal here. I imagine this one should be no problem. It's basically lined up, and it's not that great of a distance, only 35 yards. And that is through. 10-0 Alabama. We need points on this drive, preferably a touchdown. Alabama starts with the ball in the second half. McBath gets the carry, another good running lane. You know, the run game is not half bad today. We just can't get anything going through the air. 1st and 10 from the 36. It's still McBath in the backfield. Gets another carry and gets 3 more yards. 2nd and 7 from the 39, and Welliver hands off McBath again. Not a lot to work with, only gets 2 more. It's 3rd and 5. From the 41, 3rd down and 5. As we look to throw for Marcus Angler, nearly intercepted. And again, another situation where Welliver just seems to not perform very well in poor weather. Didn't feel like I pressed the button very long. Angler was definitely breaking open. My initial read was Dalton Schmizniak because we didn't need very many yards, but they had the linebacker just right there. It's definitely not open. Could have taken Montgomery on the short out route, probably what I would do in hindsight, but tried to take Angler, and it's just a bad throw from Welliver. 3:25 left in the first half for Alabama. Plenty of time for more points, obviously, as that one is caught by Odom for a pickup of 7. Caleb Odom currently making George Kiki look absolutely stupid on the outside. Gammon sends a man in motion and then hands it off to the wideout Corbin Silva. He doesn't get very far. It's 3rd and 2. On a 3rd down and 2, could see them going to the ground, but they won't. Instead, they go to the air, and that is dropped. Finally, a drop from one of their receivers. Torres can't hold on to it. And it'll be another opportunity for the UConn offense. So let's try again. That's all you can do. 3 minutes left in the half. McBath cuts this back up the middle. There's a flag down. That's going to be a holding penalty. So now instead of a 2nd and 5, it is a 1st and 20 from our own 10. Welliver back to pass. Just takes the check down to Dan Sanders. Got to get something going through the air. 2nd and 12, about to hit the 2-minute timeout. We'll get this to Marcus Angler, and he'll fall forward. I don't know if they marked him as a 1st down. It's very close. On 3rd and inches from the 30. Gonna go to the ground here. McBath gonna pick up the first easily. Has a lot more yardage as well. Gets up to the 47. And he did get out of bounds as well. The clock fully stops at 1:54. 1st and 10 from the 47. As Welliver back to pass. And he's got Dan Sanders on just the quick drag. Huge shoulder thrown by Dan Sanders, which gets him a few extra yards. 2nd and 2 from the 45 as Welliver to throw again. Wants Montgomery, and he does make the grab, and it's another 1st. 1st and 10 from the 38. We're back to pass again. And we'll take the route to Shaq McBath. And he's got a pickup of 7. Now under a minute to play. 2nd and 3. And it's going to be a quick throw to Dalton Schmizniak. And he's got the first. 30 seconds left to play. 1st and 10 from the 24. And it's going to go Brock Montgomery's way again. And we'll call a timeout after his first down. From the 12, it's a 1st down and 10. Going to give Dalton Schmizniak a high ball. It's intercepted by the Alabama corner. I figured if we gave him a jump ball, there was no chance it was picked. It was not thrown where I needed it to be from Welliver, and it's intercepted by the Crimson Tide. That is heartbreaking. Schmizniak is my red zone guy. I just wanted to give him a chance. He's fairly big-bodied. It's just that this throw is so far inside, and then Schmizniak goes behind the corner, which means he was only ever going to lose it. And I even did a high ball. I held L1, and I figured a high ball meant that there was little to no chance of an interception. It would just be a jump ball. You'd get another opportunity. It's picked instead. Brutal. 22 seconds for Alabama. They are actually going to the air here. Gammon takes the check down. It's intercepted by Jamie Santos, a gift delivered to us by Calvin Gammon. What was he thinking? Santos is right there, draping the receiver in coverage. That is just a silly mistake from the Alabama quarterback. And this gives UConn the opportunity to maybe get into the end zone this time, as we're going for Dorian Tobin, and he can't make the grab. We do have 1 timeout remaining, but this pretty much has to go to the end zone on 2nd and 10, and he's hit as he throws. So we're going to have to settle for a field goal attempt here, probably. We have time for 1 more to attempt to go to the end zone, and it's going to go for Tobin. That's not even close. That's not even close from Cole Welliver. So Costanzo on to try to make this a 1-score game. This is not an easy kick. Kick up from Costanzo, and he drills it. So 3 on the board for the Huskies. It's going to be 3-10 as we head to the half, and we got to figure out something on offense. So as we start the 3rd quarter, like I mentioned, Alabama will have the football as they start this return here. It's not a very good one, so they'll start at the 13. The defense has performed admirably, really only struggling during that one drive. The run defense in particular has been very good. Gammon throwing, nearly picked again from Jamie Santos. Great defense. 2nd down and 10 from the 13. Gammon is out of the shotgun, does look to throw again. He's under pressure, and Joey Terrell is in the backfield to force a 3rd and 18 for the Crimson Tide. So a 3rd and a long ways to go for Alabama from their own 6. Gammon, of course, looking to throw, but stepping up, going to scramble here, slides down in front of Raheem Lovelace, and a great stand from the defense. The UConn offense will get the ball. 1st and 10 UConn, look at us. Every single one of us is cold. Gotta get this offense going. Shaq McBath will get a carry, brings this to the outside, burst of speed. Great blocking downfield from Brock Montgomery, by the way. The run game is the only thing that seems to be working consistently. So we just need to stick with it, I think. Shaq McBath gets another carry following his blockers. He's got another 1st down up to the 37. Touchdown on this drive would tie the football game. From the 37, it's 1st and 10. McBath on the carry. The blocking not there from Russ Ehlers. And this is the situation we've continuously gotten into, where the drive starts well, the ground game's working, but then they get 1 TFL, and we're kind of stuck in these passing downs, and they haven't been working particularly well other than these short little drag routes to the tight ends. 3rd and 5 from the 31, back to pass, and we want Dan Sanders. He's open, makes the play, and goes down at the 20. 1st and 10. Near the red zone now, McBath going to get another carry. Decent blocking and gets a decent gain. Now from the 16, McBath gets another chance. A small running lane there, didn't make the fastest cut. It's 3rd and 3. Empty set for Welliver, which means it's going to the air. And we want Montgomery, and he holds on through the contact to set up a 1st and goal. Brock Montgomery with 4 catches on the day. 1st and goal from the 8. And this is going to Shaq McBath. A lane opens up. He can't punch it in, though. Down at the 2. McBath checks out. Cadet checks in. 2nd and goal from the 2. Can the power back punch it in? He does. Max Cadet. Touchdown UConn. And with the PAT, we'll have a tie football game. And it's about damn time that this UConn Huskies team finds the end zone. Only scoring 10 against Arizona. We've now matched that against Alabama with the 2nd half touchdown. 10-10. Gonna need the defense to continue to keep playing at this level. They're keeping the offense in it, and the offense starting to figure it out a little bit. And we're in the backfield immediately on Kenya Carter. It's Adonis Keough and A.J. Hepburn getting the TFL. That gives us a 2nd and 15 from the Alabama 14, and it's a delayed handoff. Carter runs into Hepburn again, only a 1-yard pickup. 3rd and long, 3rd and 14. Gammon, all kinds of time, a perfect pocket. It's running out. Johnny McNulty lays a hit on the quarterback as he throws it away. 4th and 14, Alabama. The momentum starting to swing UConn's way. They punt once again. The defense is playing incredible today. Struggled against Arizona, wanting to make up for it, and making an Alabama offense that is incredibly talented look silly. Shaq McBath dealing with a bit of wear and tear. He does have over 20 carries on the day already, so it's going to be Max Cadet for the foreseeable future. Cadet makes a move. He's got a running lane here, and he gets a 1st down up to the Alabama 45. Dan Boyd has now checked into the game. He is the 3rd back, and a pretty good one at that. 2nd and 7 from the 42. Boyd gets the carry, makes a move. Bad block from Blake Franks, and it's going to be a 3rd and 4. I'm going to tell you what we're looking for right now. I'm reading the out route by Dan Sanders. Here on 3rd and 4 at the 39. Sanders is open enough, makes the grab, breaks a tackle, and gets the 1st. Dan Sanders, what a play. His 5th reception on the day. Needed that from Dan Sanders. The tight ends today have been incredible. 1st and 10 from the 34. We'll go back to our ground game. And Cadet, fighting for extra yardage, gets 6. McBath back in the game along with Cadet here on the 2nd down and 4. And it's going to be a handoff to McBath, and it looked like that blocking was there at first, but it closed up pretty quick. So it's a 3rd and 2 situation from the 26. Handoff, Max Cadet, he's not going to get it. Loses a yard, and now Costanzo has to come on to make a long field goal. Costanzo's kick on the way, and that is money. It'll be 13-10 for UConn. Need the defense to continue playing at an elite level. Under 10 minutes left to play, and the defense has been holding this Alabama offense nicely. On 1st and 10, Gammon throws immediately. Hepburn is there, bringing down Corbin Silva. We have been blitzing nearly every play, and it's been working out nicely. Joey Terrell's gotten to the quarterback a couple times. 2nd and 8 from the 18. It's a handoff, though, and look at this blocking. Look at the blocking for the Crimson Tide. Finally, a really good pickup for Kenya Carter. He finds his way to the outside. Now from the 37, they're in the hurry-up, and Gammon's out of the shotgun still. Carter in the backfield, and he sends Silva out to the right side. But Gammon taking his sweet time taking the snap here. It's a delayed handoff. Joey Terrell and Raheem Lovelace, the linebacker duo in the backfield. It's 2nd and 13. They don't hurry it up this time. Instead, going back to the huddle, and it is going to be a throw from Gammon over the middle, and that is complete. That was actually good coverage that time, but Caleb Odom is just different. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 48. Gammon calling another audible. He likes to change the plays coming up. Guess it makes sense when you're running tempo. Quick throw. Joey Terrell lays a huge hit, and the tight end can't hold on. So now it's a 2nd down and 10. Gammon out of the shotgun to throw again, and takes it to the tight end, who's tapped down by Byler, and it's a 3rd and 6. A significant 3rd and 6. 8 minutes left to play. Gammon will be throwing here. Has time and has a man. That one is caught. That's Mitch DeMarco for the first time today. That zone should have been covered by somebody, but man was left open. 1st and 10 from the 37. RPO, need a tackle from Byler, and he makes it. We can allow the field goal. I'm worried about allowing a touchdown. I don't trust us necessarily to get back in the end zone again. 2nd and 9 from the 35. Gammon back to pass again. Under some pressure, Raheem Lovelace. He backs up, and he's going to lose a bunch of yardage. It's 3rd and 20. Raheem Lovelace, a free blitzer, gets the sack, and it's a huge 3rd down coming up for the Crimson Tide. Just got to keep it in front of you. 3rd and 20 from the 47. Novak is in the backfield under some pressure and scrambling. This is fine. He's going to slide down in front of Joey Terrell at the 35. They are going to attempt the long field goal here. This is a 52-yarder in the rain. A big-time field goal here for Alabama. Kick on its way, and that looks to be right down the middle. It's tied up once again, 13-13. 6 minutes left to play in the game. UConn with the ball. Game tied. First and 10 from the 19. Dalton Schmizniak comes over in motion. It's a fake jet, and then a handoff to Max Cadet, who finds 7 yards. Dan Boyd checks into the game for the 2nd down and 3. From the 26, Boyd gets the carry and gets the first. Just keeping it simple in the ground game. And from the 31, Cadet gets the carry. Looked like that was going to be blown up. Ends up with 4 yards. On 2nd down and 6 from the 35, Tobin comes over in motion. And it's the jet touch pass for the speedy wide receiver. And Dan Boyd misses his block, which makes it a 3rd down and 10 from the 30. That is a significant missed block. 3rd and 10 from the 30. Welliver back to pass. Needs a little bit of time. He has Marcus Angler wide open. He makes the play. And Angler's up to the 50. The tight ends are cooking today. Well done by the O-line picking up that blitz. 3 minutes left to play in the game. And Cadet will get another carry. Carries it up the middle for a pickup of 4. Dan Boyd checks back in for the 2nd down and 6. And it is going to go Boyd's way, and he will be just short of that 1st down marker. As we're about to hit the 2-minute timeout, Cadet makes a move, gets the first. Well, if you like tough, hard-nosed football, you're probably having a blast. If you like airing it out, you probably hate this game. 1st and 10 from the 35. Cadet going to get another carry. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and gets 4 yards. Alabama currently still allowing us to chew this clock away. I'm fine with settling for the field goal. 2nd and 6 from the 31. Cadet will get another carry. And this makes it a 3rd and 3, and now they are using timeouts. On 3rd and 3 after the Alabama timeout, it's going to be a handoff. Max Cadet, can he get the first? No, he's short of it. And it's 4th and 2. This is a 40-yard try, 44 to be precise, for Zach Costanzo. The kick is on its way, and it stays inside that upright, and UConn takes the lead. 16-13, but probably a touch too conservative there. Maybe should have gone to the air, try to get that 1st down. Chew more clock. It's a lot of time for the Crimson Tide. 1:16, they start from their own 14. They just need to get into field goal range. And under pressure, back into the end zone. Is that a safety? No, but it is a sack for Raheem Lovelace. And now it's a 2nd and 23 from his own 1, throwing quickly, getting out of danger. And Robert Butts makes the tackle. 3rd and 12 from the 12. Back to pass. It's, of course, 4-down territory. Gammon scrambling down. He goes again. Another sack for the UConn Huskies. And the game could come down to this. It's 4th and 20 from their own 4. What does Gammon have? He's back to pass. He's under pressure from Corin Daly. Takes the check down. And we're going to beat the Alabama Crimson Tide after an A.J. Hepburn tackle. Turnover on downs. And UConn's going to win it. It was a physical game. It was a brutal game. It was a tough game. But that was, I believe, our 6th or 7th sack on the day. And we've upset the Alabama Crimson Tide. It wasn't pretty, but a victory is a victory. 16-13 is the final. The run game is really what earned us the victory today. Cole Welliver continues to struggle, but Shaq McBath, Max Cadet, Dan Boyd, the offensive line, they got it done. And the defense, a round of applause for that defense. The amount of times they were in the backfield, the blitzes continued to work time and time again. Gammon was under pressure constantly. And I think Raheem Lovelace had something like 3 or 4 sacks. Wow, what a game. That one had me hyped up. 16-13 win over a really good Alabama team. What I've learned today is that this defense can pressure. We can get back there all the time. All we have to do is really send 1 extra blitzer, and we are pretty much always back there. I blitzed on probably 80% of plays in this game, and it just worked against Gammon. For player stats, Welliver, another quiet day. Did not ask much of him. 17 of 29, 139 yards, 58% completion percentage, and had 2 interceptions. He's kind of struggling to start this new year. On the ground, though, this is where we were dominant. 22 for 128, 5.8 per carry for Shaq McBath. Max Cadet came in, got a touchdown, 14 for 56, 4 yards per carry, and Dan Boyd only had 3 carries, but he did average 5 per carry. In the receiving game, it was all about Dan Sanders, Brock Montgomery, and Marcus Angler. The reason for that is that these are the 3 guys that run the shortest routes, the easiest routes to throw to. So when we were throwing the ball, because we have not had time to throw against good defenses and good defensive lines, the whole game I was just focused on getting the ball out as soon as possible, which is why it was so many short drag route throws to Dan Sanders, to Brock Montgomery, to Marcus Angler, and that's why they received so many receptions. Tobin, 1 catch for -5. Not a great day for Dorian Tobin. Blake Franks, 9 pancakes as the left guard. Wayne Rourke, now a right guard, got 9 pancakes as well. Didn't allow a sack today. That has a lot to do with the mindset with Cole Welliver just trying to get the ball out ASAP against a really, really good defensive line. And then defensively, AJ Hepburn had an incredible day. 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. But I think the main man, the guy on everyone's mind, Raheem Lovelace, 2.5 sacks, 5 TFLs. But hey, his duo had an even better day, arguably. 11 total tackles, 4 TFLs, and also 2.5 sacks. I mean, these guys are the best linebackers in the country, and they just happen to play for UConn. And a huge shout out to Jamie Santos for that interception in the second half. That is, I think, the momentum shift. I felt like the game was over in the first half until Gammon made that mistake, threw the pick to Santos, and then suddenly we were back in it. And it wasn't pretty. We only won by 3. We only got in the end zone once. It was a field goal type of game, but we got it done. A win's a win. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think that one feels really, really good. Huskies bounce back from a tough loss against Arizona and get a win over an SEC opponent. Go ahead and advance the week. Let's see what that does to our rankings. Raheem Lovelace wins Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Much deserved. And he also wins National Defensive Player of the Week. Shout out Raheem Lovelace and shout out Joey Terrell. Didn't get enough love for that performance. So UConn up to 14th. Nebraska taking down Oklahoma State is now the #1 team in the country. I don't really understand why a team will jump up to 1, especially after a close victory. I know it's a ranked opponent in Oklahoma State, but like Tennessee won their game, Georgia won their game, and they both won pretty convincingly. Doesn't make sense why Nebraska would just jump 2 teams. North Carolina stays 4, Notre Dame 5, K-State up to 6, mostly because of Oklahoma State's drop after the loss to #1 Nebraska. Baylor jumps up after a good win over number 15 ranked Penn State. Baylor continuing to perform well year after year. Got a lot of really good teams in the Big 12 this season. And if we take a look at the early season standings for each conference, Miami and Tulane 3-0, a number of 3-0 teams here in the ACC. In the American, it's North Texas and Tulsa. In the Big 12, Arizona now 3-0 on the season, still not ranked though, and they weren't even receiving votes. I checked, but they look like a team to beat here in the Big 12, along with Baylor, K-State, Texas Tech. TCU's undefeated. BYU having a pretty good year. I'd pretty much count them out every year. Kansas, the team we play this upcoming week, actually looks like they might be pretty solid. In the Big 10, they have the #1 ranked team in the country. That is Nebraska right now. And a few other undefeated teams, including Michigan. In the diminished Conference USA, it's Western Kentucky at 3-1. Notre Dame is 4-0 as an independent. Out of the MAC, Toledo, the only remaining undefeated team. In the Mountain West, Wyoming, undefeated at 3-0 right now. In the new look Pac-12, Oregon State and Nevada currently leading the way, though they have only played 2 games. And in the SEC, it's Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vandy at 3-0. Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma all undefeated currently. And as for the Sun Belt, Coastal Carolina currently leads the way at 3-0. But man, oh man, what a game. It wasn't pretty though. That is not a win we can be confident about going forward. This offense needs to figure it out. The run game is working, but the passing game is not there at all to start the season. It looked okay in the first game against Minnesota, and it might continue to look okay against teams that don't have great pass rushes, but any team that has a good pass rusher is going to make us struggle through the air, and that's something that we've got to figure out. Give me any advice you've got. What do you want to see from the offense? I do want to go back to throwing downfield a bit more. It's just if the offensive line isn't going to give us time, I'm going to stick to that check down game, and we're going to run the ball down your throat. Very similar to what we did back when we had Victor Rosa. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching and for the continued support. If you haven't done so, consider joining the community Discord and also consider becoming a channel member. You can do so by hitting the join button down below, and you can do it for as little as $1 per month, and it does help me out tremendously. But if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next episode where UConn continues conference play against Kansas.